And now I'll invite Professor Sultana, who will talk about the challenges involved in introducing student-centered education in Bangladesh. Please.
Okay. Before I start talking about the challenges, I think I should give you some figures about the primary education in Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, there are 1,85,1,500 primary schools. There are 4,82,884 students, and there are 1,95,52,979 students. So if you consider the intensity and the magnificence of this number of schools and students, we have to wonder in what ways, in fact, we can make our education system student-centered. Perhaps in universities we can think about that. We can have the luxury of being, fully follow the student-centered teaching. But in this primary higher education, or primary and secondary and higher secondary education, to what extent it is possible to apply this approach, that is one issue that we all have to wonder. Since we have limitations of time, I will focus on three specific dynamics of education. One is syllabus, another is learners, another is teaching. So we know that there are two types of syllabus, syllabus A and syllabus B. Syllabus is more synthetic, and it is easier to teach if you have large classroom, and the syllabus is synthetic. And this analytical syllabus, in fact, which is also called Group B syllabus, this in fact ensures the participation of students in the development of syllabuses. And again, this process syllabus, which was introduced 20, 30, 40 years ago, it was unsuccessful because again, even in the Western developed countries, it wasn't successful because the students in fact given the authority or the responsibility of coming up with the items they wanted to learn. And it was found that it was sort of daunting to manage within a framed objectives of a program. And then if we think about the learners, we know that there are different types of learners. There are auditory learners, visual learners, kinesthetic learners, and we also know about the learning styles. For example, there are police learning styles, there are serialist learning styles. So if we want to, in fact, make a program student-centered, we have to consider all these issues. But at the same time, again, to what extent it is possible to do all these things when we have huge number of schools and colleges, huge number of teachers and students involved in it. So in many occasions, even in my own writing in 2003, I criticized the education system, telling that our education system is again using Freire's classical framework of banking concept of education. I criticized our education system, telling that we are considering our students as the as the passive containers, and we are just pouring in knowledge. But with so many years of experiences now, I understand the problems that teachers also face in a classroom when they're faced with when they have to address 200 students. This is the only way they can deal with the class. So my suggestion, we cannot in fact follow student-centered approach as such in the context of Bangladesh because of the education system itself. We don't have resources. We don't have enough resources to train teachers. We don't have enough resources. And the socioeconomic condition is another issue. The students do not have the socioeconomic background, the forms of capital that make them more active participant of the learning process. I think we can adopt, or we can focus on the materials that we are developing. Perhaps through the materials we can address the issue. If we can have a variety of materials with considering the different learning styles of students and different types of learners, perhaps we can do some justice. But in grand scale, I don't think that we are not yet ready to adopt a student-centered approach as such in the context of Bangladesh. But I believe with these small steps we can have a ripple effect, and some way or other we can do some justice to our students and their learning styles and ensure an optimal learning opportunities for them. Thank you.